Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goblins of all ages, welcome back to another edition and a special Monday edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. Oh, yeah. You got Carlos Garcia, a.k.a. the nastiest Dookie, and all the land, Captain Rampoo McNasty. And of course, I'm not rocking by myself because I got friends. Oh, yeah. Don't believe me? They're called the Stormbreakers. I got Langston Nevershroud. I got Manto Zermeister. I got Crick. And of course, to lead us along in this epic adventure, the greatest goddamn D&D DM on the land here, it's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away here.
Thank you. And that's how you know he's a real Hispanic, the way he can spit out the best D&D DM in all the land that quickly and smoothly, because God knows I can. Welcome back, everyone, to tonight's Monday night edition of Goblins Under the Stairs. Got ourselves a little shorty as we jump back into where we left off with the Stormbreakers here. We just had ourselves a gladiator battle, watching these epic gladiators fight to the death, and upon the ending of the battle here, a couple of clouds of black smoke plumed from the corners of each one of the corners of the arena here, and also from the center, revealing hordes of demons teleporting out from the smoke. And these demons went grabbing after some of these civilians and people watching on the fight. Screams and blood layering all over the place in here, and the Stormbreakers, of course, jumping to action to save these civilians and people within here, taking care of the one massive demon in the center of the ring, as well as some of the other smaller ones that appeared close by them. However, three other groups that were amongst these seemed to have been able to grab what they were looking for, or grab whatever people they could find, and traveled out here as quickly as they possibly could, leaving this place feeling a little bit dark and dismal, as the last surviving dretches that you guys fought, these demons over here, they kind of burst in that foul smoke as you guys defeated them, and as the last few were disappearing, they drag their victims screaming away, and everyone's kind of just standing here in shock and awe as the area just kind of falls eerily silent. You guys can smell the stench of sulfur and blood and scorched flesh that kind of just lingers in the air. The whole kind of gladiator sand is soaked with gore, both demonic and mortal. And Crick, that black ichor that kind of remains at your feet of the bloated toad-like demon, kind of puddles around, squishing around a little bit, and that slain shadow demon is already fully dissolved, leaving behind kind of a naturally cold void. But as I mentioned, there's a handful of dretches that you guys were able to kill closest to you, leave only behind this charred, bubbling flesh, as their remains decay at like an accelerated rate. And survivors, wounded and terrified, scrambled to make sense of what happened. Some crying out for missed loved ones, others running from this terrible scene. And the guards coming in, all too late now, caught off guard from the supernatural assault, struggled to restore the order once again. Well, music is pausing, but that is where we will pick it up.
Yeah. I'm going to inspect the corpses of the creatures that appear to see if I can identify just what the hell they are.
All right, yeah, absolutely. As you're doing that, you are kind of let's see, you're a bit north of like the scene right now, so you have to run past Crick and of course catch up to Jake to be able to do that. As you're running up past Crick, you see Rampoo heading towards the pile as well.
I would see him coming over. I would probably move towards the pile too, and just kind of kick my foot at the slosh a little bit, bend down, give it a smell as he's kind of coming over.
You give it a smell, and a sulfur smell kind of just pours up through your nostrils, very strong and intense, and you can notice that it's actually kind of bubbling a little bit as well.
What the hell is this?
as
I don't know.
Rampu, you go over to this group of 3 dead demons over here whose flesh and bodies are still in form but rapidly decaying. Go ahead and make a religion check for me for these types of creatures.
Religion. All right. Plus your religion, so it's all up to Jeebus. Come on, Jeebus. 12.
As you're looking over these bodies, clearly some sort of demonic form, fiendish in nature is what you're able to tell. As you're looking it over, you seem to notice like these boils and abrasions off of its skin, and of course oozing a little bit now as well. You see them kind of covered all over the arms and the back of them.
This is why you should always wear protection, kids. Not really. No one touch this. I try to see if I can, like, I don't know. Actually, I grab an arrow from my bag, and I'm gonna dip the tip into like the bubbly part just to see if it melts or if anything happens.
Yeah, sure.
Like
As just like a curious child, Rampu goes and starts poking around at the boils on this flesh, and you feel one, and it kind of pulls at your arrowhead. It doesn't pop immediately, and kind of push in a little bit further, and it lets out this squelching kind of noise. It hisses, and you watch as this yellow kind of bile explode out of it like a volcano, and just kind of spread over. The arrowhead on your arrow doesn't seem to have too much of like a effect on it, but you notice that you start gagging as it fucking reeks terribly.
And I look over at Craig, and he's just like totally smiling, completely comfortable.
Pretty much.
Don't touch the boils.
As Crick kind of like bends down and kind of touches the boil.
No, what did I?
He just kind of.
No, Crick.
Huh. Do you think you could help me with this for a second, Rampu?
That's what you want to do. Ew, stop doing that, Crick.
Maybe pull out a couple of those arrows and see if you can kind of poke a couple of these boils for me a little bit. As he does that, I try to harvest some of the essence. That's kind of, or I guess it would be spice for this, right?
Yeah. No essence on a creature this CR, but
I pull up my shirt like this. All right. And I just start stabbing away at that thing.
Okay, so Rampu, you rolled a 12 on your religion check. You are not proficient in religion, are you?
No.
Okay, so we'll have you with a 12 total on your assessment. Unless
you have an inspiration.
Crick, do you want to do it the other way around, rather? I'll let you decide. Do you want to do the assessment and he does the carving, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I'm tasting it and I'm actually assessing
that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. So
items.
Go ahead and make a religion check for me, and if you're proficient in it,
I am not proficient. I'm 18.
18. Nice. Okay. So Crick identifies that he tastes the oh, it's so gross. The boil off of this demon, and feels a little something within him, and you notice, gears or whatever mechanisms Crick has starts to spin off as he's just rattling off in his mind the possibilities of this. And Crick, you can direct him on how to carve this up if you'd like. Or assist each other however you guys would like.
Try to get a whole boil as I point, like, there's like one boil that hasn't popped yet, and like around the outside of the boil, obviously there's the boil and there's the skin. See if you can pop this thing out for me. And I kind of direct him to cut around the boil without popping it, so I can get like an egg of boil.
amazing.
All right, well, I mean, a lot of effort, but let's see what I can do here.
All right, so what you're going to do is make a dexterity check. If you're proficient in religion, which you are not, you can add that. But yes, it's just a dexterity check then.
Okay, dexterity check.
I gotta figure out. Nice.
18.
So a 36 if we add the two of your guys' together. I'm losing where I can find on here how much that your guys are those pieces cost. But yeah, with a spice, that should be plenty, I think. 36 if you're just trying to get spice from him. So, Crick, how do you... Rampu, you go ahead and carve around this boil, and you guys explain this for me.
So, I visualize what he's telling me, and I know that if I don't go deep enough, it's gonna burst. So I imagine it's almost like taking out a giant mole, where it's really a mole, you just see the tip, but it's kind of like an iceberg. It's a lot deeper in. So I do like a square around the spot, and then I go real deep in. And I just have to like stab it a bunch of times to like really like almost like you're tenderizing a chicken, just to make that shit go deep enough. And then I just literally stick my hand in, as deep in as I can, like gagging the entire time, and then I just scoop it out and just like hold it like a jellyfish. Like, yeah, quick! Ah, God!
Disgusting.
Just pull my hands out.
In less than 5 minutes, Rampu, you have completely extracted this disgusting piece of flesh off of him, off this demon, and Crick takes it. And yeah, Crick, how do you store that?
So I've got this big old blob, and you see kind of like a little pocket in my suit that's underneath the metal part. So it just kind of like hangs there for now.
Oof. And lingering around Crick is this putrid stench until he closes up this part and seals that away for the time being. And as the two of them are down here poking and stabbing around at this demon over here, of course, Langston and Manto have opportunities to take care of things if they'd like to as well. Oh no, so Manto, you made your way down to here as well, I see. You were up on the north side. Did you come on down here and were you checking it out, or?
Yeah, I imagine I would have kind of like realized that the gang's kind of like spending some time trying to figure out what the deal is with this creature. And then I'm just like, it's kind of weird how he just kind of spawned right on us. And so I'm like thinking back to the airship encounter that we had upon arriving to this planet, and just kind of learning about, you know, how maybe some beings would have been sent at us for killing that whole airship. So I want to see if maybe there's any way I can connect these creatures to creatures that probably would have been sent from the abyssal mirror.
Yeah, so how do you want to do that?
I guess are there any, like, I would try to see if there's any comparisons or similarities between what this creature has, like, physically speaking, to anything that I would have seen on that airship and what I would have heard.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Go make a perception check.
Perception 14, which is 21.
You're proficient in perception?
Correct.
Cool. Alright, yeah. So you're looking over the body as Rampu is digging into it and getting out this abrasion. You kind of are lifting up its back and trying to stay away from it as far as you can, but still, you know, investigating and checking it out. On the back of this demon here, you notice there is a almost like a brand, like a burned mark on the back of their neck kind of area. It looks somewhat similar to this.
Interesting.
And with that, 21 piecing together, and I'll just vocalize it as well. You notice that there are 6 prongs on this this design here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead if you had something to say.
Oh, that was a full-on sneeze, my guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, you're good.
I was trying to mute it.
I
No,
didn't hear
you're good.
anything, so
I
you're
didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So you're good.
I
I
will also add, 21 kind of solid. On like one of the severed demon limbs, you notice it dissolving rapidly. Seems to be marked with all these kind of runic tattoos that kind of go swirling up the arm.
Okay. Can I make out what language it is?
The tattoos.
Yeah.
It seems to be ancient form of abyssal. Not like an actual kind of writing, but like a kind of runic kind of style.
Okay, given that I know the language of abyssal, am I able to kind of read? Because I know you said ancient, so I don't know if I'm able to pick up anything.
It's more. Actually, go ahead. We'll give it a try. Go ahead and make a Arcana check.
Arcana. Oof, 7.
7. Yeah, it's unknown to you.
Actually, hold that thought.
Is he like looking over, like moving the monster and all that kind of stuff?
Manto, are you?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Not touching that thing.
That's what she said.
She didn't say.
Okay.
As you're looking over, of course you can finish in a second, but Langston, you hear coming from the north, "Help! Someone help! My poor boy, Davion! Someone, they took him!"
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I'll head to the north. Like, you talking like up around these parts?
Correct. Yeah, you see the
Or,
woman right pretty much where you clicked is the one screaming in terror, grabbing onto her face, tears running down her cheeks, and just looking panicked.
Yep, I will pop up over there, and kind of check on him. One, see if any remnants of the demon. Like, I know they left in like a swirl of energy, but see if they like left any type of remnants or anything, corpses aside. And then kind of try to comfort the woman, and just be like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna look into seeing what got your son back. Has anything like this ever happened before on Garadia? Is this something new? Is this like an extra, like you go to medieval times and like, oh, the night bonus round, is this like the bonus round for the knights, and we just, us get...
Yes.
No, this is
Right,
not
so
normal.
sure her children get kidnapped all the time. Tuesday.
What he said all the way
their
over
bonus
there.
round.
This is not normal at all. My son. They reached for him, they grabbed him, and they took him. And God's knows we would have taken him.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, we're gonna get your son back. Did you happen to hear anything that the ones who captured him? Did you hear anything they might have been saying? Anything you could make out?
No, I couldn't understand. There were monsters. They were screaming, gargling, and Davian mentioned that there were men in dark robes at the market last week, and they approached him, offering to buy his ring, and he refused. It's a family heirloom. It was my late husband's, and we won't go into details about that, but they warned him that he would regret it.
Carry on.
If he did not want to sell it to them. And she begins to look around at the puddles of blood and everything on the ground. Gods, do you think that they told the demons about us?
I mean, I have no idea. Honestly, this is the first we're seeing this too. That's why I was trying to, see if this was something planned. But you said he had a ring and was approached by some hooded fellas asking. I understand this is a sensitive time for you, but if I may, what were some details about this ring that your son? I know it's a family heirloom, but like, did it have some properties? Like, you said it was your late husband's.
Yeah, it was made of platinum and had our family signet, our symbol, engraved and embossed on the top of it. And I mean, my son, he was practicing a training, a sorcerer, if you will, an apprentice. I'm not sure if he infused it with any sort of abilities or anything like that, but it's been in the family for quite some time.
Of course. Okay. So then he had some magic about him and had this ring. And it seemed like they targeted him right from the get-go when this whole thing went down.
I mean, it had all happened so fast. The smoke appeared, the demons appeared, they started grabbing and screaming, and there was blood, and I tried to help him, and the thing just sank his teeth into his shoulders, and I saw he turned white as a ghost.
Don't you worry, ma'am. We'll look into getting your son back. For now, I mean, unless you have means of inner space teleportation or travel, leave this to us. Well, my friends over here, we'll look into this. I'm just gonna get as much information as I can. We'll make sure your son is good. And then I don't know what I could offer, but like, can I just like offer some like holiness and like light and just kind of like try to put her at ease, like sort of like Dollar General calm emotions, if you will.
Yeah, make a religion check as you do that.
Certainly. That's a 26. Oh my god, we're starting above a 10. Lads, this isn't a drill.
Yeah.
How do you go about doing this?
Go to the casino now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think first of all, I put it all on black. Second of all, I think what I do is just kind of like, I'm telling her all of this, and then I'm like, listen, this is gonna be weird. I'm gonna invade your privacy for a second. I'll just like put my hands over her like ears to try and calm her down. And like the light I kind of let out really just kind of gives like soothing sounds like ocean waves, like the wind over like a field, just calming emotions, just kind of like put her at ease and like, understand like I'm a man of my word. We're going to try to get this handled.
As you go ahead and begin to do that, you see her breathing begins to slow down from that anxious, panicked, labored kind of breathing to very slow, deep inhale, long exhale. And you really get her to calm down tremendously. She stops shaking, wipes the tears away from her eyes. She looks back up at you and says, I really don't care about the ring. Just, I want my son back.
We'll get your son, ma'am. Also, and what is your name so I can stop calling you ma'am? This formality is not typically my thing.
The name is Maris.
Maris. Don't you worry, Maris. We'll track down. Is Davian?
Davian.
Well, we'll look into getting Davian back, and I'll kind of clap her shoulders like twice, be like, "Good woman," and then stand up and like kind of move along to like the other two locations where the two locations where people were taken, and kind of start trying to suss out like any type of similarities between like what happened with Davian, like his circumstances, if these other people had any type of like artifacts of like magical influence, if they were also approached by these robed figures, what have you, and then kind of do some reconnaissance to report back to the other Stormwreckers.
Absolutely. So will you go back around the party's way first, or will you go to the north?
I think
continue?
I'll do a full you, like we're running like he a runner, he a track star, and I'll like make my way around the top.
All right.
Because was there one up here, or was it on the other side, like here, and then down to the southeast?
Correct. Yep. At all the entrances.
So I'll also just kind of do like a check on the people gathered up here, make sure nobody was like hurt in anything. If they were, kind of just do some like superficial healing on them and just make sure, do like a check-in, be like, we good? I know that was jarring. Everyone good?
most of the people around here are, holding on to loved ones, grabbing what they have, with them, and just getting out here as quickly as possible. As some of guards up here are escorting them and showing them the way out. As you go and ask them a couple, quick questions or whatever, you get kind of similar answers. I've never seen anything like this before. Come to the gladiator fights monthly, and it's usually fun and games. You see a couple guys die, but not in the crowd.
Yeah, this is not normal. I'll just shout out, like, across the way. I'll be like, yo, boys, and then just hold up, like, an X with my hand, not ever establishing what this means or what happens. Just, like, I'm fully intending, like, this isn't normal, but I'm just holding up an X, and I just, like, give a head nod and then keep walking along.
Incredible.
It looks like he's marking the spot, guys.
I'll just shake my head and then hold up another X.
You think you found treasure?
No.
Looked like he was trying to hit on that poor woman who just lost his child.
And then I would just kind of enter Langston's mind. I said, you can speak to me, right?
Oh, right. I forget how far this thing travels. I'm doing some intel here. Her son who was abducted, the woman over there, to be clear, one, tell Rampu, as I'm sure he asked, not hitting on her. It's one to the clock.
Not hitting on her.
Thank you. Second of all, okay, I could hear his sarcasm a mile away. That's insane. And the second thing, they abducted her son. Apparently, he was approached in the streets by some dark hooded fellows asking to buy his ring off him. He declined, and then this whole ordeal happened, and now he's been taken against his will. So I don't know if you want to check in, survey the person who was targeted over there. I'm gonna keep making my rounds to see if there's anything similar, but we got to start doing the intel side of things for a little bit to see what's going on.
Got it. I will report back.
Yeah, hopefully verbatim. Like, everything I just said to you, repeat back the exact same thing to them.
Good news, guys. You found treasure.
Yay!
I cut the channel. I'm just like, I can't. God damn it.
Crick starts walking over there.
But we should kind of survey the area just to see if anyone potentially witnessed this kidnapping.
Maybe we should ask the person that the guy tried to kidnap.
I look around for him or her. Let's see if there's a target and if they're still nearby.
I yell over to. I just yell Crick's name and then just give a big circle in the air.
If he puts the one in the middle, he'll win. It's a tic-tac-toe.
Oh my god, tic-tac-toe.
As you guys are looking around over here, down to the southwest, this group, you guys notice nearby, like hunched up, maybe 20 feet away from you guys, on one of the benches with a woman around him, kind of protecting him and keeping him secured. You see a young man with scratched up arms, bleeding and kind of shaking right there as well. Definitely looks worse for wear.
Before we go to that guy, can Crick just kind of survey the lands and look for it? Like, is there anyone like calmly leaving, right? Like someone that, I'm assuming someone summoned all of these creatures, perhaps. So is there is there anybody that's just kind of trying to get lost in the rigmarole?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. It's been, you guys have investigated this demon and whatnot for quite some time already. Things have settled down a little bit in here. With a 16, as you look around, trying to catch the eye or back of someone's head who's just kind of walking around out of here nonchalantly, less terror than everyone else. Instead, as you're looking, you look at the entrance closest to you guys, and you hear the clanking, this heavy clanking of armor, approaching and getting closer and closer, marching boots, and you look overhead and you see a half-orc with eye patch and a kind of cybernetic arm, similar. Or you guys fully recognize him as being the orc that approached you guys in the market, letting you guys know about the Great Hunt and approaching you guys to thank you about taking care of the Zyrixian Empire. And
Sure, it's not Bjork. Science orc.
Borgnort, the science orc.
Borgnort, the science orc. Yeah.
I wish. That would actually shit. Can I retcon that? Yeah. This is Borgnort. No, I'm kidding. So you guys see this orc that you guys met earlier coming on up with his group behind him, and he looks around at everything, and he looks down at the three of you guys here and says, "I heard you fought well." His voice kind of rings out like a distant thunder. Well, he's better than most in this cesspit, and I expected no less from you all. Kind of waves his hand over the what's going on here. Disgusting. Didn't think we'd ever be infiltrated like this. Come with me. We need to talk about this.
I think.
Go on, Crick.
Do you guys want to ask him some questions first? As I point to the guy that you said that was all kind of scratched up, and I kind of like say that to Rampu and Manto just mildly on the sly, as I turn to the orc and go, "Well, where exactly do you want to take us?" As I kind of shoo them off to go talk to the guy.
Yeah, and I go and take a step towards the little guy. Or the scratched up guy, I mean.
Gotcha. As you go and take a step on over him, he's down over here. The orc looks over at Crick and says, "I'd like to take you to my private quarters so we can talk a little more private."
I look back at Crick. I've heard that before. And then I say it to the start talking to my guy.
I do like a good private conversation, and I kind of turn, look at Rampu, and then I see Langston doing his circle. Once he gets back to us, let's make sure we all go together. And I just kind of holler out, "Langston, I think we're gonna leave soon."
I just hold my hand to my ear, and then you just wait like 5 seconds, and you just hear, "What?"
and then I look back out, and I just give a big Y. I just put my hands down.
Langston just like puts his like finger to his like chin, and is like, "Oh, why?" "Oh, as in, why am I over here? We're gonna be leaving soon." Okay, I give 2 thumbs up, and then knowing that's damn well not any logic this would make. And I'll try to like speed up my rounds to hurry on back. If they're trying to go, can I just like, I don't know if there'd be a way I could speed run this. Can I suss out like who was the person that was attacked and just kind of, or like who was related to the person that was attacked?
Yeah, absolutely. No need to speed run. But real quick, as the half orc talking to Crick over here, here's this conversation. He kind of looks back at Crick. "We'll be outside. Come find us when you're ready."
You just hear me out 5 minutes across the way, just hold up a hand, and then just keep running on down.
They go back out the exit, and Rampu, you go to check on this guy here who you could tell he's like shivering, shaking from this intensity from being scratched up and blood draining from him. The woman with him is trying to hold up a fabric to the blood and keep him stable right there. She said, look at me. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay." She kind of looks around. Can someone please help?
How hurt is he on a scale of 1 to 10?
A 9.
Oh, okay. So I
Like, he's a commoner. You guys are heroes or whatever. You guys are tough people. But the regular commoner, they have like game talk, like 8 hit points. So like he's pretty fucking hurt. Yeah.
So I said, don't worry, milady. I got this. And I literally spit lightning into my hands and almost make him, like shock him back to health. And I'm going to hit him with a Cure Wounds, level 1.
Nice.
So he'll get that.
She watches, and he watches, of course, as these cuts, these long, jagged, kind of claw-like cuts on his arms begin to instantly heal over, sealing themselves as the blood kind of stops pouring out of his arm. He looks down at it, trying to feel around. He looks up at you. Thank you, as he's still shaking from the terror.
Don't worry, my liege. Can you tell me just what the hell happened?
I really don't know. We were enjoying the games, and my girlfriend here, I got her a gift, and he begins to pull out like a little box, and inside of it you can see this gleaming emerald brooch, kind of like a pin, and he's like, well, I was about to give it to her when that smoke and the demons appeared, and the shadowy one grabbed me, and I thought it was gonna yank me into the darkness with it, but you, he points over to Crick, you killed him quickly, dispersed him, and well, I thank you for that immensely.
You're welcome.
Don't know if I would still be here if it wasn't for you. I don't have much, but how can I repay you?
Well, let me take a look at that dealie of the trinket.
Gonna look around. The piece I got for my girlfriend here?
That's right. Head over.
Kind of looks at her, and she gives him a nod. Okay, and he hands you the box and opens it up, and you see it's this kind of like maybe 4 or 5 inch tall, oval-shaped green emerald brooch with a kind of a gold filigree around it. Everything looks very, very nice. So I've saved up for months to be able to buy her that.
Now, tell me, friend. I'm only asking because there seems to be a correlation between artifacts, if you will, and these disgusting creatures targeting people. So, where exactly did you get this?
Well, I got it from one of the dealers at the mall market.
Which one? You gotta be very specific, buddy.
It was this, what do they call my, one of those, like, robot things, a Motogron or a Motocron, or I don't know what they are, but it's got this one eye, and he's kind of triangle-shaped, and he has all sorts of strange rarities and metals and what have yous, and I saw the piece in the display case there, and it was like it was meant to be, but not the price tag. I had to work hard, 2 jobs, even while I'm doing my apprenticeships, to try to save up for it.
Wow.
That sounds like a dumb reason to buy something.
That seems whatever you bought is cursed, and perhaps wanted by these creatures. So, with all due respect, I think you should lead us to this place. You should probably get a refund, but I don't think you should keep this.
Just to feel around real quick. He pulls out like a little side bag, and inside of it he's got parchments, and he starts to toss some of them aside or whatever. Yes. Here's the receipt for it here. It's from the Rusted Halo.
Rusted Halo. I keep that in mind. I look at Craig and say, well, Cricky, looks like we gotta go to the Rusted Halo, my friend.
I think that's a good idea, unless we want to meet up with the orcs first. They might have an idea as well.
That's a good idea. We'll do the orcs, then the rusted halo.
It's
And,
Langston's running around the corner. Unless Langston has any information.
Yeah, sure.
Still running.
Langston.
Still running.
Just looking around. Let me covertly ask him. Langston, have you heard anything?
Coming around. Just.
Yeah, Langston's still running. While he's still running there, I know Manto was going to hop in and do something else real quick, too. Manto, did you have something locked in?
Oh, no, I was just with these guys.
Okay, yeah, just before I switched over to Langston prior, you were figuring something out, but if you have nothing...
Yeah, no. I thought I had something, like a specific feat that would have helped me with that last check, but I did not.
Sure, yeah. So, yeah, Manto, of course, pretty much what you've noticed so far is the abyssal markings, runic kind of markings up their arm, and that kind of six-pronged brand on the back of the demon's neck. Did you want to do anything else before I moved over to Langston?
No.
Alright, Langston, running around up top there. Where do we have your token?
I moved down because I didn't know. I was like doing the runner track
cool.
star
Gotcha.
all the way around. I was here last with like these people.
Incredible. Yeah, Langston, you run on over here. You can see a couple people huddled together, seeming like they're all confining and consoling each other.
Alright. Hey, is everyone okay over here? Is everyone holding it together all right? Are they like shivering? Are they like just murmuring to themselves?
Yeah, this seems like there's like a group of like 4 people together that are murmuring and like, scratching their heads and like kind of like looking very anxious.
All right, I'm gonna walk over and just kind of ask plainly, does anyone here know the one who was just taken from over here, who went up in that cloud of smoke with those demons?
The one dwarf looks over at you. It was our buddy Dervik. They just showed up out of nowhere and grabbed him and took him and disappeared.
Okay. Now, he's your buddy Dervik. Do you work with him? You've known him for a while. He's a good friend.
Hi, Dervik. Great buddy. We've been helping him out with his wares for quite some time.
Okay. And by any chance under the sun, did Dervik, has he recently been approached by some hooded gentlemen, or gentlewomen? I don't know if they had hoods, who's to say? Or did he have any type of, like, artifact or weapon or anything on him while you guys were attending the gladiator battle today?
The dwarf begins to look around at the other 2 members that they're with, and they all kind of give each other a little bit of side eyes here. And the drow that is standing with them looks at you and says, if you would like to talk about this, we'd like to talk about it with more hushed tones, if you will.
Okay. I can lower the voice. I apologize. I'm just going off the trend of what a worried mother told me, so I didn't know if there was anything similar. I imagine this is the case then. He had something. Listen, I'm not a knock. Illegal doesn't matter. I'm just trying to get some answers and help you believe it.
We appreciate that. See, we helped Dervik out with his trade and his wares, and a lot of the times it was, well, don't ask any questions, and you won't be implicated with anything kind of thing. To say the least, he had a knack for smuggling rare relics and artifacts of the sorts. Recently,
it wasn't like just one.
Oh no, it's many pieces he's come across. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how he comes across them. Most recently, he had this golden idol. It's brilliant, beautiful piece adorned with gemstones. I have no idea where it came from, but he's been talking about it and showing it off in the market. this past few days since acquiring it.
And do you mind me asking, did it have any magical properties or anything to it, or just an absolutely majestic piece of land?
Dwarf chimes back in. No, in Dervik, chances are it had some sort of magical properties to it, but this secretive fella wouldn't tell us too much, just enough for us to help out.
Fair deal. Okay, so this sounds like run-of-the-mill for him. And he didn't mention anything about some hooded figures coming up to him any day while he was running his shop? You guys didn't see any when you were helping him out?
He has worked with a couple of hooded figures, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, like help how? Worked with how? Like they got him enchantments?
Potentially that, or artifacts, or they had some sort of agreements. This group of shady fellas, they hang out by the docks.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Then I think the only thing I have left to do is right here. We got no. I'm kidding. Trying to wave down the cops.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, it's a joke. You gotta make light. I understand. Look, rest assured, me and my friends were gonna try to get your buddy Dervik back. I have to finish my 400-meter dash real quick, and then hopefully I can have some answers and get a hold of Dervik.
Meters. We measure everything in parsecs here.
So, 400 meter. What the fuck is a meter to a parsec? 100 parsec dash? I just look at them like, how close am I? How far-fetched does that sound?
They kind of just all stare at you, and you can tell, like, no one's about to say anything. They're all
Okay,
just, like,
got it.
looking at you.
I'm just gonna say out loud, missed it by a mile, and then just turn around accepting I don't know measurements.
What the hell is a mile? It's, Go on.
I just yell, I wish I knew.
I wish I knew. As Langston keeps on running then, right?
Correct. I'm gonna keep the track loop going. I'll just make my way down to these people, because this is where the last one was. And same song and dance, anybody looking, I don't want to take too long, but anybody looking sad, depressed, like they lost somebody important to them?
As you're down here on this corner, it doesn't seem like anyone is like kind of like in immense emotional distraught or pain or anything right now, as if they lost someone over here. You do see a dragonborn and a dwarven woman, and like closest by you, and then down south another man and another dwarven woman. But they just all seem to be like kind of like checking in on each other. None of them seem physically hurt, and like they're about to be heading out soon.
Okay, then I'll just start this. We're going in hot now. You, Dragonborn man.
Oh yes. Can I help you?
First of all, handsome. Second of all, do you know the guy by any chance who was taken from this spot who just got abducted?
Well, first of all, I was going to say the same. Second of all,
appreciate it.
I do not. I saw, my friend here. Oh, we're just friends. My girlfriend here and I, we were sitting here and watching the fight when the champion was about to be announced, and poof, the poof of smoke appeared, and this man who was sitting quietly the whole time by himself, kind of mysteriously, a hood pulled on over his head. When the fight began and these demons appeared, and they tackled him, and I saw they began to rummage through his robes and his satchel and his things before they vanished with him.
And by any chance, you didn't see the monsters like pull anything out of his pockets, like hold it like a little trophy of triumph, anything like that?
Did not notice such a thing, no. But in my opinion, and take this as someone who's handsome, it seemed like they were targeting him.
Yes. Okay. And they didn't mention his name, they didn't say anything at all, they just straight up jumped him, he had his hood up, and they just took him away.
That is correct.
Okay. Super. Well, I appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much. Please get home safely. with your. I look at her girlfriend and just look at her to see how she answers.
She gives you a smile. See, it's not that hard to say, is it? Okay, you have a great evening then. And he puts his arm
Hey,
around you
labels
and starts
matter,
to
my
walk
friend.
I would look at Crick and Rampu, and I'd be like, I've just been kind of watching Langston this entire time run the perimeter of this stadium. I'm like, all right, given that he's doesn't have to stop at anyone else, over under 17 seconds till he gets back to us.
I'll take you up on that. 1 gold coin. Can I?
How about the next drink?
Deal.
Nice. So,
And I
so what do you
look
think?
over and start timing.
Over
I think
or
yeah.
under?
I'll go with over.
Nice.
It's very distracting over there.
I think I should have said a higher line. He is looking a little tired, given that this is the last leg.
Langston, for some reason, starts sprinting as hard as he can. Alright, so I can move 60 feet. And then I'll go 60
Give me
more.
your name.
60 feet every 6
And then-
seconds.
So, and then, so that would have been 12 seconds, and then I bring
What
it
a
home to
line.
50. So technically, I'm like right on the money. So I'll walk in and or like run in and stop with my hands on my knees and just yell, "Time!"
Like, God
Why did I
damn
yell
it.
time? Why did I
I
yell
look at
time?
Rampu, I'm like,
Fine. You get the next. I got the next drink.
alright.
You guys were betting
Job,
on me.
Langston.
That's crazy.
Job,
Okay.
I look at
super.
Langston. You suck, Langston.
I will not hear this out of you after the afternoon we have had. Listen,
What an
I have
incredible
good
line
news,
set.
I have bad news, and I have worse news. How do you want to start?
Well, I guess let's start with the
bottom
bad
up.
news and then make way to the worst news, because if you start with the worst news, we won't know what the hell you're talking about, right?
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, so we'll go bad, worse, and then we'll pile it off or finish it off with good. Little whipped cream cherry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Bad
I like doing
news.
pasta.
there were of the 3 people taken, 2 of them have some family members that were able to give, or family members or friends who were able to give some insights as to why they might have been taken. I think it's something to do with their possessions, and also maybe the fact their names start with the letter D. Don't hold me to that, but there's a chance. The worst news, Sir Circumcised is absolutely cooked. There's no saving him. I looked at it, I added up, nope, no shot. Sir C-Size is down for the count forever and always, and I am Sergeant.
Looks like they cut his head off.
Yeah, they sure did. I was like, hey, maybe we can do a divine intervention. No, the only divine intervention there is giving him a nice burial.
I did that rather briskly.
I would say so. But the good news is, I think I have a lead that we can potentially look into with these fellas.
Yeah?
In terms of just the fact they've been all talked to, was sought after by hooded gentlemen. I don't know where they've been seen or anything like that, but we have some insight.
Maybe these are sea-sized peoples.
Did you get any information, Rampu?
Guy over here had a trinket for his girlfriend, and apparently this could be why they attacked him. And he gave me the name of the store, though. It's like a magical emporium place or whatever, so it's not just your regular store. I think we should go check that out.
Seems as if they were targeting items of rather significance, or maybe magical items.
I wonder if everyone got their item from this store.
That's a good question, Crick. Langston, ready, set, go. Make your rounds again.
Oh, son of a bitch! All
No,
right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, what does
okay,
Langston
well-
know about the Davian one?
Okay, so I don't know if they were all bought from the shop. The one from the 4-1 mother over there, again, not hitting on her. Look, rated Rampu. No. And mentioned that their ring has been passed down in their family for generations. Apparently it was her late husband's, and now her son has it. Apparently he was looking into doing some sorcery. Might have some magical properties as of now, but none that she knew.
Interesting.
So I don't know if they were all bought from this store. They might have magic in essence. I'm not sure.
The town's guard kind of stopped by here as well. Maybe we go visit them first to see what they have to say.
I am with it.
What's your last name for Mr. Davian?
We sure didn't. Mom's name is Maris.
Nice name.
Yeah, very much so.
Because I don't know if this was a family heirloom. I don't know. Maybe the last name is of significance of these people, but I don't know. Oh, or it sounds more as if it's this potential store.
I was gonna say store. We could look into it further from here. Are
there any other locations or connections to us gathering any more intel?
I got the names. I got the items, locations. One guy owns a shop. Other one was looking into a few other things. That's all I got.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they got them from separate places, but let's check with the town guard, see if they have any information, and then maybe we go to the shop afterwards.
I like it.
Shall we, gentlemen?
Let's roll.
And let's not roast that town guard guy to shit again. I think given what's happened, we gotta be a little bit more courteous this time around.
He did seem much nicer this time.
I can't make any promises. We'll see how he acts this time around.
Please.
Just saying.
You guys step outside now then, I assume at least, right?
Yes.
It sounded like you guys were leaving here to head to...
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
Cool. You guys step outside to meet the half-orc out there with his guards. And as you guys step on side, he says, "Follow me." As you guys begin to walk through the winding corridors of Garadia through the streets, you guys end up going into a building which goes out the back of the building into some alleyways, some back streets. You guys are walking through winding corridors and almost like a labyrinth. Eventually, you guys make your way over to... Let me just see if I have the scene set up. This half-orc's quarters. He leads you into this door. It's an automated kind of steam-engined door. Psst, it hisses as it opens on up, and he leads you guys on in there now. Hit 0 on your keyboard if you need to, if you guys don't see the scene.
Oh, I see it.
I see it. That's cool.
He leads you guys on upstairs to this penthouse kind of suite. A large ovular window overlooks all of Garadia and the marketplace down there. He goes on into this room, and you guys see there's like weapons and maps and artifacts from Wild Space in here. He goes over to a cabinet and grabs a metal flask out of there that clings against his metal hand, and begins to pour himself a drink, and begins to offer the bottle to you all. It's strong drink, or don't. I don't care either way. And he downs his own portion in one gulp before setting the flask aside.
Being captain, of course, being no bitch. All the thing. It's like, of course, cheers, and I chug it down as well.
The bottle, he grabs it once again. He offers it to the rest of you all. Drinks anyone?
I think I'm due, and I'll do the tiniest little bit where it's like an eighth of a shot. I'm like, oh, this is a lot even for me.
As he's drinking that, I bump into the bottle so he gets more on that.
Incredible.
Well, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I'll take a little bit. I guess chugging it is the proper way of doing things around here, huh? And I would just slig my little bit back.
Crick takes the flask, throws it back, sits down, nods his head a couple times, and then spits it back into the flask.
He's looking over out the
You went
window
last.
and he grabs the flask out of your hand. He leans over against the stone table in front of you guys, folding his arms. I don't like this. His jaw begins to tighten. Gradia thrives on blood sport and business. But this was something else. The demons weren't here for sport. They were here for something specific.
Yeah, I agree. They were here for something specific. It seems your citizens were targeted. Perhaps for various items that they might have. What those items have in common, we still quite have no idea, but they definitely were picking their targets carefully. And everybody else was, well, they were just unfortunate collateral damage.
Do you have your hunch?
He pushes himself away from the stone table and begins to pace the room a little bit and looks out the window longingly. I've been hearing whispers for months. People disappearing. High-profile traders selling off strange relics. Now this... I don't know. The bastards who took those people tonight, they knew exactly who to grab. I don't know who it is, but you see his cybernetic hand begins to ponder as he then begins to tap against the table. I've seen those markings before. The ones that those demons had.
So who do they
Where have you
typically
seen them
belong
before?
to?
Jinx, you want a Coke?
Ah, fuck, I'm in debt again.
Ha ha! It's good to be the captain. Anyways, go on.
Not long ago, a group of smugglers, assuming that's what they were at least, they came on through here, dealing all sorts of abyss-tainted artifacts. I tell you, they weren't from Gradia, but they seemed to have the backing, like they had buyers. He begins to narrow his eyes, he looks down at you all. But if demons are snatching people in my city, he slams his fist on the stone table, well, that makes it my problem too.
I think it's now a collective problem. So yeah, I'd say so. And you mentioned that they were here before and had some heavy buyers. By any chance, were these people who were smugglers around these parts, they ever just, wear a bunch of hoods for the hell of it, walk around kind of trying to be a little bit mysterious, but not, they were still being seen kind of thing?
I mean, typically, when you're dealing and smuggling with, stolen goods or rare, obscure, esoteric artifacts and what have you, you try to keep yourself unknown. So yeah, hoods happen, mask, whatever, disguises.
Okay. And by any chance, I know you monitor things. It seems like you try to keep a tight grip on the city, with the natural chaos aside. Did they only ever express interest in stands with magical artifacts? I know you mentioned they had a buyer, they had smugglers of all these abyssal artifacts, but anything they were looking for, was it only towards the magical side?
He's like reeling in his mind. Don't think just magical. It seems to me,
Okay.
anything of, extreme value is what they like to get their grimy little mitts on.
What did you mean by abyss tainted?
artifacts that have the stain of the abyss upon them.
And do you think maybe instead of just them, vaguely being magic relics that they were kind of going after, they specifically wanted these abyss-tainted relics?
Oh, I'm certain that they are interested in both. However, a influx is not flooding the market, but since I've noticed them coming around, these folks, these types of artifacts seem to be more prevalent in the market. So it's something that they're dealing with, at least selling themselves. Not sure about what things they're trying to apparently steal or buy or trade on their own accord, but it seems like what they have are these relics or artifacts from the abyss.
I'm just wondering if they're running just like one big Ponzi scheme, where these storefronts sell off the relics, these demons then come and steal the relics, and then they sell it off again. I don't know. That seems far-fetched, I know, but
I've heard crazier ideas. Anything's possible.
Were the runes on the dead monster related to that god from the mirror in the abyss? What's his name?
Grotz.
Grotz. Is there any like I'm just thinking they're stealing valuable pieces of magic or whatever. They're demons. It's in the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any connection here from that kind of ship potentially?
Yeah, make a Yeah, it could go a couple ways. Make it either Arcana check or a religion check.
given that I now have the information that I did have before making my perception check with that same kind of comparison, can I give Crick the help action?
Yeah, absolutely.
And can I give Crick guidance on this as well?
Sure.
I'll slap him on the back. So, whatever you roll, buddy, add a d4.
Buddy.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Then we're gonna throw a D4 on top of that bad boy, just because.
Just because,
One.
indeed. That is the most just because roll ever. Incredible. Well, you needed a 29, so no, I'm kidding.
Then I cast my other shit.
Exactly. Samantha, what do you do to help out with this situation?
So upon I do remember back at the ship that Ross, he would. I vaguely remember that they said that they would want items of value. Yes, something along those lines, and so, but I didn't. I kind of started piecing that together after I started kind of analyzing this creature, because I was only under the assumption that this creature was targeting us because we killed that airship. But now, given that the information is that these monsters kind of spawned in this area and were kind of targeting, said creatures or items, leads me to believe that that they're kind of compensating for what we did, trying to kill us, and also taking back kind of like valuables of like equal or higher value. So I was like, hey, Crick, maybe you're onto something. This is kind of what I was getting from it, and just kind of allowing him to brainstorm off of what I kind of got from my original check.
Absolutely. Awesome. And as you tie that thought together to Crick, and as Crick was already kind of going down that train of thought himself, you guys really piece together the idea that, you tie in the fact that you saw this branding, this mark on the back of the demon's neck, this 6-pronged mark, and you realize that it almost looks like a hand with 6 fingers upon that.
Oh shit.
Yes, Manto.
Didn't the I can't say
chick.
this now. I think.
Didn't the chick have 6 fingers on one hand?
She certainly did. The uh, Cambion, or the demon kind of woman that you guys met on the airship, certainly had 6 fingers on both of her hands whenever she would cast those spells. And in addition to that, you guys also found on their log a sigil or a sign of Grotz stamped on there, which looked not unlike this symbol as well.
That's crazy. Knew it.
So I think it's fair to say that they were sent by either those pirates or someone else. Now, as you mentioned, some sellers came into the market to sell goods, and it seems like at least one of our potential culprits had purchased a good from the Rusted Halo. Maybe whoever the purveyor is from there could give us some information on who he bought the goods from. Because it seems like some of these might have been plants, potentially.
Like a Ponzi scheme.
Like a scheme for Ponzi's. Yes.
I knew it. Not that
Or
crazy.
like a reverse funnel.
Yes, we get it, Crick. So now the question is, what does this all mean? Obviously, it's all connected. But how is this person born with 6 fingers?
Well, and maybe I can answer that. I could be also wrong, but it seemed as if when we killed that airship, that for one, we stole their belongings. Nice. 2, because of that, they needed to kind of make up for lost values as well as us killing their whole ship. And they kind of said that Grost will punish us if they take everything, which we kind of did. And so he is now, I guess, sending said punishment. That's kind of what I'm getting from this.
So your
Yeah.
thieving ways
Manto, take
got us an
inspiration.
enemy.
Huh?
Take inspiration.
Yeah.
Good notes, good notes.
Thank you.
So it seems like there might be some retribution in this act.
We might not want to tell the whole village that this is kind of our fault, and I point to Manto.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep that hush hush. But we kind of have a feeling that this might continue to happen, given that we're still here, and we're gonna continue to be here for a little bit. Actually, I guess we could, if we wanted to avoid having them send the creatures down here, we could try and head to where we need to head for the race.
Yeah, we do have the race to go to. I don't know if we want to stop by the market and just see if there's any information at the Rusted Halo.
Yeah, I think we're good
Maybe
to
whoever
gather
they
intel.
sold. Yeah.
Yeah, let's definitely hit the market. And now, I still think, don't we have there's 5 days before the race still, right?
I think it's a little
Still
bit
gotta
more than
fly
that.
there though.
Probably like
Touche.
it's probably closer to 10.
It's about a week to the race altogether.
So it's about a week. And how long does it take to fly over there?
It's like a 3-day flight. maybe less than that.
Okay, good. So we could go hang out by where the race is. I do want to scope it out as much as we can, so we could take a couple days to learn the course. But I also think if we know that this asshole is going to try to attack us again, we should prepare. Have set up a couple of traps, something of the sort. Also some alarms, or in case we have any invaders when we're asleep. We should definitely be prepared.
Granted, I do find it interesting that they didn't actually attack us.
Well,
They just kind of came in and dipped.
Was it maybe not because we were also there?
At this point,
Because can I look at?
go on.
Good.
No, you please.
I was just gonna look at the captain and just be like, I mean, this hasn't happened before. I imagine this isn't something new. Again, no bonus round medieval times for this.
Gorak, the orc. Well, first of all, I will also add, because Crick, you rolled that natural 20, you would remember that you guys also have a six-fingered hand statuette that you guys found from Gratz as well. I just sent that into the game log, but
oh my god.
In addition, so Langston, the Gorak, the half-orc here, the leader of Garadia, he kind of looks at you. He's like, well, as I mentioned, they've been dealing with them for the past couple of weeks. You know, nothing as upfront or as assaulting as what we witnessed today. But they've been around and definitely dealing around in Garadia for the last few weeks now. And clearly they've gotten a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not abrasive,
aggressive?
But aggressive is a good word for it, yes.
Okay. So this is
well,
not
it seems like it's gonna develop and get worse. So if I'm you, I would prepare your town for a further invasion and have your forces on alert. This will not end here.
Is there?
And good.
Do we understand a common trend between these three items that were kind of targeted? Besides
we only know
just
of two.
magical or just tainted?
Well, you do know 3. Yeah, the one wasn't taken, but you know what they're going after at least.
Yeah. And then I don't know the one. No one knew the one dude who was in the corner. He was just kind of there in his own accord, rather independent.
Sounds right.
Interfered with what looked like a date night. So double
With his
win.
girlfriend.
Yes, the girlfriend. He made it. He made sure. Can I also, because now that I remember the six-fingered serpent, they didn't really go for us, but may I sort of look at the statue a little bit closer? I know it's got 6 fingers on it. I know it's holding a serpent, but can I see if there's any type of way that this is maybe being used to track us, get a rough idea of our location, if it's any form of potential way of summoning those demons and how they're able to kind of teleport directly to us since it's on our person?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
As he's doing that and I see him noticing it, I kind of pull out Richard and just kind of help him by, looking for magic and all that kind of good stuff.
Is that detect magic, Richard?
Yeah. I'm looking for was it divination magic or anything like that, or for tracking?
As you are looking over this, Langston, and Crick comes on in with his little Richard stick. He goes and pokes at it and scans
Big
about.
stick.
And it's kind of like a stud detector, once it detects the magical essence or whatever, it starts to get off that pinging kind of sound. I'd imagine, at least. You can tell me if that's not right. But you scan over it for quite some time and don't seem to pick up any sort of innate magical energy from it. But again, it seems like a valuable piece.
Okay.
And it was a 16 Arcana. Okay, yeah, that's probably good enough.
I think that's fine. So it's a valuable piece, nothing magical about it. I mean,
Yeah, it
was
definitely
Rampo
seems like, you know,
mentioned
it's like a deific kind of like image.
Okay. I mean, Rampu mentioned potentially setting traps and like being aware. Maybe we use this to try and get some of the hooded folks to like come surveying for it. Maybe we get the jump on them, ask them some more questions.
I like it.
Kind of, you know, get in. I mean, I made friends with people who, you know, lost their buddy, who kind of ran a wear shop. We could see if they'd want to help us, you know, kind of get their buddy back and use them as means for it if we're feeling something, you know, set this as like a, ooh, look at our wares, what's this? And then we wait for them and then we're kind of like spill it or, you know, meet God kind of thing.
It could be fun to interrogate one of them.
I feel like we haven't interrogated anybody in a minute. The last people we interrogated were the Astral Elves, and then Stavo needed them, so...
Yeah, we can pull out the fingernails, and then I can eat their ears and stuff.
Okay.
They don't answer.
Okay. Hold on. Again, one humanoid among this. Stop trying to
We
eat
can
people.
pull out their eyeballs too. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I guess he's hungry. I don't know.
How do you guys interrogate people?
I typically ask them nicely, and then I cut off their toes.
Okay,
What-
this is...
See, that's the way you do it.
You see the
That's what
guards
he
in the
did.
room kind of take a step forward and grip onto their weapon. Hey, easy now. They're friendly. They're friendly. They aren't here
We're
to
not gonna
interrogate
do
me.
it to you guys. Jeez.
Yeah,
We're just saying what we would do.
This talk is a little
Not
problematic,
today.
is all I'm saying. You guys need to talk to a counselor, therapist, or something. Nonetheless, look, let's be clear with something here. I owe you all for fighting back tonight. You didn't have to. But, let's be clear. The city is my domain. And if you want to chase these bastards, question them and, you know, whatever you want to do, I won't stop you. But if you bring trouble back to me, you see his cybernetic fingers clenching into a fist, you better make damn sure you finish what you started.
I mean, with all due respect, Barack, it sounds like it's already started. Whether under your supervision or not, it's already begun. So you either have us to put a stop to it, or you get involved solo. How do you want this to go?
Yeah,
Langston playing hardball.
I kind of like this.
So I didn't know you had that set on you. All right.
Oh, I was
Nor
the
did
one
we.
guy who
Nor
didn't.
did we.
I was the one guy who didn't roast
Yeah.
you earlier. This has been just fermenting, waiting to be unleashed, and that's all of it right there. So
God, that was awesome.
take it or leave
Yeah.
it.
I'll take it.
We can work together. Yeah. All right.
With that in mind, as I think I've already mentioned to you all, seeing those figures closer down by the docks.
Yes. Well, so we got two choices: Rusted Halo or Docks. What are you gentlemen feeling?
Both.
I think we should hit up the Halo first, see any info we can get, but then hit the docks.
Yeah, and then maybe if there's any shopping we need to do, we can do that on the way to the docks.
I am. And then I'll just kind of look at Gorak and just be like, anything we get, we'll happily pass along to you, and we'll try to do it in as inconspicuous a way as possible, so you don't get involved with us for, you know,
Less is gold.
leaving it off your doorstep.
I appreciate that, and again, you all didn't need to step in tonight, but I recognize that you did, and it is appreciated. Stay safe out there, and try not to bring too much trouble around.
Langston salutes.
We'll try, and I give him a wink.
Alright. The
Cool.
guards open up the doors for you all. Yeah, were you about to say something?
No, I was gonna say Rusted Halo, here we come.
Alright. Yeah, and you guys head on out the doors as the pistons open on up, and let you guys back out into the streets. It spills back out You guys have to kind of go through that labyrinth of alleyways first, through a building, and then out that building, and you guys spill back out into the mall market kind of area where all the shops are kind of, there's buildings lining both sides of the streets with shops, and then of course in the central kind of marketplaces where like Manto ran into his buddy there, Bartholomew, and what have you.
May I ask 2 quick questions?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, I know we have the one spell jamming helm that's made of like black obsidian. I don't know if we ever like inspected that or anything. Would there be a way? Is that better than just like the spell jamming helm our ship currently has, or is it just like a fancy schmancy like you can sell this for a high price kind of thing?
It is back on the ship because it is quite a size. But you guys can certainly, inspect that and figure out more if you'd like.
That'll be a later thing. I forgot the actual size of it, and we're not just like toting that through the street. So that's a later thing. And then the second thing, can I just find somebody who would potentially pick up my hand axe from me, and, like potentially sell it for some money?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it a +1 hand axe or what is it?
It's a +1 hand axe. It's the one we had that like Crick customized for me, and then I couldn't really hit anything with it, and then I got the lance. I was like, this works.
I love it. Yeah, you can probably sell that. What's it, like an uncommon item? So you can probably sell for 50 gold pieces.
Sweet. I'll just find a random seller on the street, and I'll be like, you there, good-looking individual. I'm really full of compliments today. Buy this from me. And just like show them the +1 hand axe.
Yeah, you see, it's these kobold twins that you run into, and identical. I mean, you cannot tell them apart whatsoever, except for one of them's got a vest on, and the other one's got like a beret-style hat on, and they're kind of arguing with each other. You come up to them, and they're, hey, what you got there? And they check it out, and they inspect it, offer you the 50 gold pieces, and you see around them they have an array of like all sorts of like spare ship parts, weaponry, and amongst the ship parts, of course, you notice some Spelljammer helms and whatnot.
Sweet.
Too.
Then with that, before they buy it off me, can I try to pitch it a bit to be like, gentlemen, I'm willing to part with this, but if you look, kobolds, much like yourself, take a look at the ornate design of the dragons down the handle. This thing has seen more than its fair share of battle, and look, nary a scratch, nary a dink, a nick, just any type of damage.
Wait,
what do you say, 60?
He looks at it. Whoa, this looks brand new. Never been touched, eh? Never seen a lick of battle, huh?
Correct.
Well, not once has it been held in hands worthy of holding it.
Yep, you get it. You got it.
I see not a dick of blood on this thing.
A dick of blood, a nick of blood. I know that. Fine, I'll take the 50 gold. I fumbled hard.
Oh, we're gonna offer you 60, but yeah, 50, sure. And hands it on over. It's brand new. What are you talking about? And gives you the 50 gold pieces, and he takes it. Ah, sucker! And they go and store that away. Shop's closed.
Yeah, naturally.
I turn over. I glance and just go. What the hell happened to like King Negotiator from 10 minutes ago? What the?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I'm on some of the time, not on all of the time. I don't know what to tell you. You spit in my drinks. Don't you talk to me right now.
That's very inconsistent. I'm just saying.
What? I'm sorry. What? Were their eyeballs not appealing enough for you to want to pull out and eat?
No, the guy was wearing a beret. People in berets creep me out.
That's the line.
Since you said they have spelljammers, how much do those spelljammer typically run?
Oh, well, you're interested in buying yourself a spelljammer, huh?
Maybe selling one.
Well, if you're looking to sell one, well, first we have to, of course, inspect it, make sure it's up to speed and working order and everything. But it really depends on what you're working with.
Just curious on what like an average price would be.
Anywhere from well, I'd love to take a look at the piece first, and then we can decide the prices.
How much are you selling yours for? Let me just ask that. Let's say we're just looking to get ourselves started here.
Well, this one right here, and he smacks the top of it. Oh, buddy, this right here, 10,000 gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
Okay. My good God, that is out of my price range. Then I'll just hold up my hands and just I'll look at the 50 gold and be like, just walk away.
Maybe you guys could meet us at the ship later today to check out the Spelljammer we have on board.
Well, how are you guys gonna leave then?
We have an extra.
Oh, you have 2 Spelljammers on your ship. Whoa, where'd you get the second one?
We do, right? We do, right?
Yeah. You have the one that's the ship is operating with, and then
and then we have the extra one.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of found it out in wild space. You know, ships crash, stuff happens.
Right. Stuff happens. Yeah. Well, yeah, we can do we can check it out later if you would like. Do an assessment and appraisal.
Yeah, maybe this evening if you could meet us at our ship.
And which
that would be
slip
great.
Are you in?
Wrote this down before.
I did tell you guys.
Hold on. G3.
G3, certainly. All right. Langston, you can take inspiration.
Jesus Christ.
The note taker.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you, Langston.
Yeah, I gotcha. Also, can I pull the 4 of us aside after that when they said they'd be by, and be like, all right, lads, listen. I know we're dealing with a lot right now. Got a lot of things going on. We cannot do the Ruby incident again. All right, we gotta hardball the fuck out of this thing.
If they're selling them for 10,000, we should be able to get a good chunk of change for it.
I'm just saying we're not selling for anything less than like 15. All right, sound like a plan? Are we all in agreement?
I mean, as long as you don't jump the gun there, Mr. 50 gold coins.
Ooh, one guy fumbles negotiating one time, never hears the end of it.
At least not for the last 2 weeks. And then he left. Someone left. Cricket. Well, shall we then?
Let's make our way to the Rusted Halo.
As you guys never really got instructions of where exactly it is, you guys take some time to look around for it. We'll see how exactly fast it was if you guys want to make a group perception check.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep, give me 1 second.
And we're back.
Wasn't terrible.
Hey.
Especially with Mantua's 27 in there.
Perception. There you go.
There we go, indeed. Ooh! Alright, so that's 48 plus 8 is 56, plus 12 is 68, divided by 4 is like 14? No.
27.
16 divided by 4, 17. You were close. So with the 17, it doesn't take you guys too long. You guys wander around the market for a little bit. Almost get sold some meat on a stick, but the smell of it turns you off. Or maybe it doesn't. It's a gold piece.
I'll take I'd like you see me with like 2.
For 2 of them, it's it's a deal. 2 gold pieces.
What a deal. 1 gold piece for 1. 2 gold pieces for 2.
No, wait, will you do 3 for 3?
That is today's special.
Good sir, here is 20 for 20.
Whoa. What do you think we are?
I know a bargain when I see one. You must let me use this.
Certainly. Well, he looks around. I think I could scrape together 20 meat sticks.
Well, I'll just take the 2. I don't need that many meat sticks in my life.
Really?
Langston, I'm just like disgusted at him.
He says, all right, well, he starts to sing a song as he begins to make it. Time for the meat stick, bury the meat stick, take out the meat stick time. Whoa, shocks my brain.
Okay. Nope.
Whoa,
Nope.
shocks my brain.
Absolutely not. 180 out.
Here comes the meat stick, take out the meat stick. You guys leave him with the meat sticks in his hands, or?
No, I took 2 meat sticks.
I'll give him 2 gold for 2.
Thank you.
After forgetting, I'll take 2.
Yeah, be careful with these. They are known to give you a little bit of a shock. He hands you them.
Super.
Don't worry.
I throw up the
What you
shocker
don't
and then I
want.
walk away.
All right.
I'll just do... Nice.
Yeah, he goes right back to you, brother. And it's like, I didn't know we had
he
others
doesn't
from Florbian here.
Oh, holy fuck. Go, 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 go.
All right. As you guys walk on with your meat sticks, you finally approach this dimly lit area on the outskirts of the marketplace. Go move you guys into here. You step on into this, I guess, a dimly lit kind of clinic. Inside, you see all these kind of cybernetic enhancements and motorized parts, screens like you've never seen before. And it is being ran by, you guys look around and you see, sent a game log, this kind of like robotic, like triangular shaped creature with multiple faces on, a face on each facet of the shape of this kind of prism. And multiple arms and legs adorning its body. Looks at you guys as you walk on in. Well, welcome to the Rusted Halo. Friends, how can I help you?
Whoa. You look like you're about to ask me to check the syntax of my Word document. I look around, no one knows what I'm talking about.
No,
Just like,
I'm here to help you clean out the resin from your pipe.
Ooh, that's very useful.
That's why he's got a right hand.
It's a paperclip joke.
That's right. Now let me ask you a question, my friend. I described to him the object that I saw earlier, and I described the person that I spoke to. I said, "Have you seen this man? Bought an ornament for his lady earlier." And well, it seems that this ornament came from here.
Looks at you. That makes sense. I sell lots of, wonderful artifacts and beings.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just a wonderful being. This man was attacked. It seems that this artifact is going to draw future attacks. Which means you should probably, if you would like to not lose your future customers, because they're all getting killed, it would be nice if you told me how exactly you came upon that artifact.
Kind of looks at you questioningly. Well, I acquire lots of things, but I also build lots of things myself.
Well, did you build that artifact? Word of mouth travels pretty fast, especially if people start dying all of a sudden. No?
Well, it's hard to say. You call it, what is it exactly? An ornament?
Yes, goddammit, and I again describe.
Kind of looks at you guys and looks
It's
at
exactly
the rest
the
of everyone
person.
here. Yeah, I created that piece myself using a precious gemstone and precious metals, ferrous metals.
You made it. And now I'm puzzled.
Did you add anything extra to it? As I'm like looking around the shop and just poking and prodding as if it was my own.
Here we go. Crick's at home.
Well, certainly most of my inventions carry some sort of arcane nature to them.
So you added arcane nature to what the guy got. Now, has anybody maybe been trying to sell you artifacts similar to this?
Well, certainly we have people coming in. Garaudia, a melting pot of all sorts of folk, to come on in and try to sell me goods they find, treasure they find, things they acquired on their travels.
Did you perhaps notice any creepy figures, I think is the technical term? Or maybe even, and I pull out the statue we have, anyone carrying a mark similar to this of the six-fingered hand?
Looks that. Whoa, that is strange. I have seen a man that had a similar symbol as that statue here, tattooed on himself.
Do you recall the interaction?
Yes, they were trying to sell me some goods, but myself, typically, the wares I sell are of my own making. I dare not dabble with goods not up to standards, if you will. Therefore, I told him to bite dust. Eat dirt.
Dang.
Huh.
Odd selling robot.
Huh.
And
That's funny.
how did that guy take it?
Well, I'll tell you. Did not seem very happy, but he still kept a creepy smile on his face the whole time, regardless.
Would you say that was before or after the gladiator battle?
Oh, this was a couple of days ago.
Okay.
Vaishar was the man's name, if I remember correctly.
Aishar. And did he provide any information as to where you could find him? Say if you were to change your mind?
I believe I saw him and his, some of these cloaked friends of his, leave here, go through the slums, and heading towards the docks.
I look back at the guys.
There we go.
Second points towards the dock. Looks like we do have our marching orders indeed then.
But
And I look around. Well, before we go, got anything else cool here we could potentially check out? Let me see your wares, brother.
certainly, most of my goods are all customizations, custom orders, if you will. And being a scanner around, I do have sorts of augmentations I am capable of doing as well. It kind of looks at you, closer and closer, and kind of looking at you in the eyes, Rampill. What do dragons see?
Right now, someone who's standing way too close to its face. I take a step back.
I apologize. I was just wondering, because I could help out your vision if you'd like with a arcane eye.
Arcane eye, you say?
Yes,
Does that mean you have to pull out my real eye, though?
naturally.
Ah. Don't hurt like a mofo. I only like doing the eye pulling, not being the pulley. Everybody knows that. How much would that cost, and what would be the benefits of it?
Well, the benefits of it is it allows you to see in multiple spectrums, potentially other planes, forms of magic, what have you.
Wow.
It is a permanent fixture, though, until, of course, you decide to remove it.
And how much does it cost?
It'd be 600 gold pieces for that augmentation.
Woo! I do not have enough, but perhaps after we win the race.
Race.
Do it. That's right, but don't worry about that.
Sir, you, please stop poking at my things.
Crick? Oh, means he likes your stuff.
I have a very aggressive flick at one of the pieces. Mildly knocks it over. You call this stuff? Huh. That's interesting. I kind of lean back to Manto. I don't like this guy.
You don't seem so
Excuse my
bad.
friend. He seems to have a problem with other small characters that we run into. Specifically, small characters. I don't really know what it is.
That is strange. A creature as himself, I would imagine, would not have the emotion of jealousy.
Yeah, that's right. But Crick is one of a kind.
I see that.
I don't know about.
I see he looks like he was
But-
created as one of a kind as well. He looks around at you and begins to grab at your hands and kind of twist your gauntlets around. Not the best produced, but I guess it gets the job done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it takes a really good set of eyes to find actual craftsmanship. I kinda
Alrighty,
look
that's
around.
gonna do
I can see you're partially blind.
it. Okay, and with that, Crick, Manto, I'll like grab Crick, try to make it. It's heavy as hell, and I'm just like, come on, God damn it, work with me a little bit.
Yes, I must be blind. That's right. Or else I would never be able to help out your cybernetics and possibly replace your gauntlets. I am too deranged, too poor of a craftsman. That is correct. I'm sorry. And he goes back to his seat and sits back down. He scoots back in. If you would allow me to get back to my work, I must practice, 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 practice.
Hey,
And
stop saying that.
As they're pulling me out, I just go, I'm glad he finally came to his senses. Head to
Me
the
too.
docks.
just
God damn it, Crick, you're a real jerk back there.
I mean, I formally disagree with that statement, Rampu. But I understand why you would think that. Sometimes it's hard.
Good. I don't know how Flapjack the Flump is doing right now.
Maybe he's dead. And I just start walking away.
Cutscene to Flapjack. He's on the Spelljammer ship with the saxophone solo from Careless Whisper playing, and he's just he's dancing around in his room. He's like, man, remember that guy Crick? I was gonna teach him how to spell jam, how to cook, and do all these sorts of fun things on the ship, but he hated me, so I didn't teach him anything. And it's like, I wonder if he's meeting someone right now who might be able to help him too, but is turning him off as well. Oh well. And you guys leave the shop. Can't wait to tell you what this guy had. Alright, okay.
Oh, man.
Alright, so where are you guys leaving or going to from here? The docks, I assume, or?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
docks.
Alright. As you guys begin to head on out here, back to the mall market and towards the slums, you guys walk on over and eventually you make your way to this dark, kind of dingy area of Garadia, darker and grimier than any parts that you guys have seen. This is clearly the underbelly of Garadia. A tangled mess of crooked buildings, flickering neon signs, their glow barely cutting through the fog and the haze of the remnant steam heat coming from the streets here, which reek of stale ale and unwashed bodies and desperation. You guys hear hushed voices coming from the alleyways and figures dart from shadow to shadow, ever wary of strangers. And it doesn't take you guys too long before you guys are walking through here and you see pretty much the only area of this town that area of the slums that has any kind of life going around is this tavern called the Black Gutter, a dilapidated place with kind of warped wooden beams on the storefront or the facade, and a sign hanging off of one chain, just kind of dangling there. Inside, you see a bunch of hollow-eyed laborers and cutthroats hunched over drinks, scarred, desperate-looking, dirty dudes.
All right. Well, I think we have a point of potential interaction, lads.
Is there anyone in like hoods, kind of like what we're like looking for?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. 18. Yeah, you look in there through like you almost have to scrub the grime off the outside of the window to be able to see through there at all. And there's one man that's kind of stands out to you all in there. He does have like a hood, a cloak kind of pulled over his head. This kind of wiry looking elf. You see he's got kind of jittery hands sitting at a table by himself with a mug, steaming something out of it.
I think that might be Vashare, guys.
I think you might be right. What do you say we go have a drink with him?
I think that makes sense.
Let's do
Kind of
it.
walk over to him.
You guys push on in here, and you see this elf sitting with his mug right there. Kind of looks at you guys nervously as you walk on over, kind of twitches a little, stares at you, and then looks back down to his drink and takes a sip.
So,
I guess. Yeah, God.
Are you the one they call Bashir?
You don't want to be asking about that. He kind of mutters in this dry voice. That's a name that you don't want to speak out loud around here.
And why is that? I whisper.
Well, most that end up dealing with him or talking to him, they end up floating out in wild space, missing their insides.
Okay. And how would you know that?
You see him, he's shaking terribly right now. He smuggles all kinds of things. I've seen it and heard about it, the whispers of relics and even prisoners, people he's taking. Sometimes I've heard it's even knowledge that no one's supposed to have or know. Begins to
Okay.
tap on the table nervously, almost like he's drumming on it. But he don't run his business around here.
Then who does?
And where does he run it?
He lifts up his gangly kind of finger. You see the fingernail has not been clipped in months. He points out that way. And it gets further into the slums direction, where eventually it'll end up on the back end of the docks.
So this dude is all over the place. He's drumming, he's nervous, like he's scared of something else. How truthful is this guy really being? Is there anything that he was anticipating our arrival in any way, shape, or form?
Make an insight check.
Beep. 25.
25. Although he is quite skittish, you can tell this man doesn't seem like he's lying to you. The way he's shaking is definitely of a not nervous about you all nature, but he's seen some shit. He's experienced some shit. You can definitely tell that he's telling the truth to y'all, but he might not be giving you the full story of everything that he knows.
So, I guess I'm gonna take a rather aggressive stance on this. Angry Langston is back. I'm gonna be like, so you mentioned he who shall not be named for your sake of sanity has known to smuggle some shit. What am I gonna find at the end of that? Your pointy finger down towards the end of the docks, or is it gonna be your head that he's smuggling through the cosmos here soon?
I don't know. I don't know, because it's cargo and relics, and like I said, sometimes it's even people he's taking.
Okay, so all odds and ends. And if we follow where you're pointing, that's where we'll get some answers.
Yes, there's a two-story dock over there with an attachment they're operating out of. I've seen them slink in and out from.
Well, I think we got another lead, fellas.
But I tell you something, as he kind of glances in that direction at the door, as if he's almost expecting someone to burst in. If you're smart, you'll forget you heard that name. You muted, Rampu.
Lucky for us, he's not that smart.
Beat me to it. I was thinking it, and I was like, that's a self-roast, and then I was like, wait a minute, and then said it anyway, and I was like, damn, still got me.
So, most folks who end up asking about black market trades, it doesn't end up good for them.
Well, luckily, we're not just anybody. We're the Stormwreckers. I don't know why that keeps happening.
Yeah, no, you heard that right. We don't know. Don't ask.
Especially indoors. It's odd.
Just
see him look. He's very nervous now. He's looking over every shoulder as if he had more than two.
All right, scramble.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Time for us to go.
Looks back up at you, back down to his drink and takes a sip. It's cold now. Pushes it away, and you guys leave the bar and follow his direction, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you guys continue on further and further, eventually making your way to the docks of Garadia, a world of their own, if you will, as you guys see massive Spelljammer ships docked along the rickety skiffs and what have you. You see crates stacked high in a labyrinth of alleyways. You guys eventually find yourselves in an area filled with all sorts of buildings, warehouses, and whatnot. And as you guys make your way on over here, seeming like you have your work cut out for you to try to pinpoint them exactly, we'll go ahead and pick it up here the next time we get together as you guys try to find this warehouse in the docks.
Love it.
Oh, we get him.
Cool.
We go to get him. Good investigative journalism, boys.
That was good. You guys did a great job with some investigation there. Love that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, great. Anything you guys want to add before we close it out for the night? Any questions or anything?
Langston is the 50-50 negotiator. It's either good or it's really bad. There is no middling.
Love it.
It's bad cop, bad cop.
It's just
Bad cop, bad cop.
bad cop, slightly okay cop.
Langston's new nickname
And
is
by
Tri-
bad, and by bad, it's like mean cop, and like actually like bad at their profession. Cop.
Yes.
It's bad cop and professionally bad cop.
Incredible. Awesome. Well, we'll be back at it then this Sunday to pick it up as the Stormbreakers are tracking down these hooded figures into the docks and trying to figure out what the hell they've got going on with their smuggling and what have you. But go ahead and take a short rest before we get together. No, not in the game, but in real life, before we get together next time. And look out for those goblins under the stairs. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Renegades.